Shall we begin? Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please come. Very nice to meet all of you. Nice to be here. And I thought we could take a small mantra from one of the Upanishads. The Upanishad is a body of knowledge that tells you the truth about yourself. It is in great contrast to all the lies that we tell about ourselves to ourselves, such as, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, I'm an idiot. So many things. I'm sad, I'm angry. This is what we tell ourselves. The Upanishad is a corrective text. It's a text that corrects wrong assumptions and wrong notions about the I. This much is clear. I am is clear. But don't ask the next question. Who are you? Then we have lots of problems. So, the Upanishad takes away these notions by revealing the truth of who one is. Because, really speaking, in order to know who I am, I don't have to go attend a talk by a stranger. Correct? The whole thing seems silly. If I want to know who I am, I should introspect, I should do so many things, I can do so many things. But here we are, and I don't know who I am, but then I come to learn from somebody I don't even know. That shows that there is some kind of a mismatch between what I want to be and what I think I am. I am useless. This is what I think. What I want to be, useful. I am good for nothing. What I want to be, good for everything. I am hopeless. Whatever I do ends in disaster. What I want to be, enthusiastic, hopeful. What I think I am, a failure, a loser. What I want to be, a successful person. This is what is a mismatch between what I think I am and what I really want to be. That's why one comes to listen to this either by design or by accident. An accidental satsang. Ah, see, I knew that. Yeah. See that? Yeah. An accidental satsang, somehow. Didn't plan to be there, but somehow found myself here. And then I realized I'm meant to be here after all. That's why this knowledge is so sacred. That's why it is so holy. Because it tells me who I really am, which is in keeping with my own desires, not just my desires, with my own striving. My striving to become, with all my efforts, everything. This is what the Upanishad tells. That's why it's a very special knowledge. It's a very special body of knowledge. And so the Kathopanishad is very special because in that we have a young boy, kind of your age, Nachiketa, who also accidentally finds himself at the doorstep of who? Lord Yama. Yes. Finds himself at the doorstep. And we don't have the time to go into how and why. You can Google it, but please, not now. And of course, Lord Yama, who is what? The minion of death, becomes the teacher. Ironically, the Upanishad likes a lot of puns, parodies, paradoxes. Lord Yama becomes the minion of death, becomes the teacher of immortality. No accident, this is. And so the teaching proceeds. And of course, Lord Yama tries to tell him, you're a small boy. You should be playing with video games. You should not be asking for this knowledge. And I'll give you the latest one. The one that's not yet released, I will give you. I'll give you all kinds of things. And he says, you keep them with yourself. Give me this knowledge instead. What is this knowledge? The knowledge about the truth of who I am. And so the story, the dialogue begins. And as we proceed through the teachings, after the teachings are given, and what are the teachings? You are great. You don't have to become great. Doesn't mean you don't have to do your homework. You have to do your homework, but you are great nonetheless. You are wonderful. You are great. You are whole. You are free. You are not bound by anybody, by anything. This is the teaching. But even after the teaching is given, there is the feeling that, yes, I know this on some level, but my day-to-day life is not in keeping with what I know. Leading people to think that this knowledge called Vedanta, Vedanam Antah, that which is at the end of the Vedas, Vedanta. This knowledge is what? It leads people to think that this knowledge is something very esoteric and it is theoretical. So I gain the knowledge and after that I have to do something. Even though this is a people's idea, it is not the reality. That is not how the Upanishads are presented, because the problem is centered on I, and the solution is also centered on myself alone. And the problem is not one of doing, because by this time I know all the doings lead to my undoing. I know this. Somehow I know this. And therefore, the problem is not centered on doing. The solution, rather, is not centered on doing, because I'm already doing. Where has it led me? Nowhere. What has it done for me? Nothing. So the problem is knowing that I don't always have to be a doer in order to be acceptable, in order to not have self-critique, not have self-judgment, not have self-loath. Self-loath means self-hate. Okay? Now, not have any such thing. I have to understand this. It's like sitting on a treasure chest with a begging bowl in hand. What will you say to that person? Sitting on a chest of all kinds of gold coins, gold bars, all kinds of things. Somebody told me Costco is selling gold bars. Why? Don't ask, okay? Let's move on. So, gold bars and all kinds of things. Dollars, everything, jewels, big chest of treasures. This fellow is sitting on it, crying, weeping, begging bowl in hand. Oh, I haven't eaten for 3 days. I haven't. Please, a hand, lend me a hand. Little bit of food, something. What will you tell this person? What will you tell him? What advice you will give? Show me one sign of life. What will you say? You know it. You will tell him, look at what you're sitting on. That's what you will tell him. You won't tell him you need to meditate, stand on one leg, do some tapas, do some japa, go to temple, go to synagogue, go to church. Is that what you're going to tell him? No. You're going to say, idiot, look at where you're sitting. You don't know that you are already rich. You don't know. You're as though poor. Why? Between you and the riches, it's not time or space, because you're literally sitting on the riches. You're not separated from the riches that you so much desire by time or space. What are you separated from? By ignorance. You don't know. Therefore, this is a cognitive pursuit. What we call Vedanta is a cognitive pursuit. And the cognitive pursuit means I have to understand the truth of myself. Somewhere I know this. And then after understanding the truth of myself, there is nothing to do. There is just being. There is just knowing that I am not anymore a wanting person. But somehow, this understanding escapes most of the people. So after the teaching is given in the Kathopanishad, there is a section, and this section falls in part 3 of chapter 1. There are 3 chapters, each one has 3 parts. So part 3 of chapter 1 is where we are. And this gap between the one who is whole and free, and then who is the other one? The drama king, the drama queen. So the gap between the inner Rama and the one who is given to drama is huge, huge gap. In order to address this gap, there is a small small anecdote, and then after that we have an allegory, a metaphor that we will be looking at. It starts off with two people in a cave. What are they doing? Drinking. Not a very good sight. Oh no, what are they doing? They are drinking. Ritam pibantau sukrutasya loke guham pravistau parame parardhe chaya tapau brahmavido vadanti ye chatrina chiketaha. What are they drinking? They're drinking a cocktail of karma. This is what they're drinking. Little bit of punya, the results of good karma done in this or other lives, and a little bit of papa, not nicely mixed. Yeah. They seem to take a big sip, bitter, another sip, pungent, yet one more sip, rotten. Sweet, wait, finally. This is long overdue. Finally, some sweet taste has come. And then again, what does it turn into? Bitter, rancid, rotten, sour. And by this time, they are addicted to the drink, because when the sweet taste comes, it is so sweet that they cannot let go at all. Absolutely cannot let go. Two people are drinking? No, 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 no. Say the sages who know about all this, only one person is drinking. What is the other person doing? Just shining the light on the one drinking. And here we see this same inner discrepancy. There is the one who is lamenting the karma phala, feeling victimized, feeling like, OMG, why me? Why have I been targeted? What's wrong with me? Why am I getting the short end of the stick all the time? This is not fair. All the nice things go to someone else. I get all the bad things. There is one feeling like that. And then when that complaining one goes to sleep, there are no problems at all. Yeah. Sleep is moksha, I tell you. Yeah. Sleep is redemption, liberation from samsara. That is why we know. Why? Because we go to sleep every night, thank God. Cessation of complaints, cessation of sorrow, cessation of fear, cessation of all the things that we do not want. In sleep, you have moksha. Whether you have moksha or not, your family members have moksha from dealing with you. That is a good thing. In sleep, nothing is there. In sleep, I am like the other one who is not drinking, who is not lamenting, who is okay being what it is, what he or she is. As soon as I wake up and stretch, my complaints also stretch and demand a cup of coffee and then complain about it. This is my predicament. And therefore, this section is begun to dismiss this gap between the one who is addicted to doing and reaping the results of the doing, thinking that I am manufacturing my happiness, I am manufacturing my success, I am manufacturing my contentment. This is not true. What is it that you can manufacture? What is it that you can produce? Other than confusion? No. That's the only thing one can produce. One can take credit for producing confusion. Sometimes I also create havoc. That is also there. Really, what credit can we take? we think we are doing, we think we are engaged in producing all the objects of delight, all the objects, all the goals that our mind, our senses want. But most of the time it is what? Hit or miss. Most of the time it is miss. You get hit, that's all. Hit or miss. And so this section is begun to show that the integration between this, the one who knows this, the integration between the I, who is free, like in sleep, who is free, who has no complaints, who is one with the source of the universe, Ishvara, who is not unhappy, who is not querulous, who is not in sorrow all the time, and the one who is living the everyday life all the time groaning, the whole time complaining. To bridge this gap and to know that for this individual, even though one is exposed to this holy knowledge, the teaching does not give fruit, does not fructify, not because the teaching is defective, not because the listener is defective, it's because some prerequisites have to be met. Every knowledge demands some prerequisites. If you want to go to college, you should finish high school. If you want to do a PhD, you should finish college. Like this, every knowledge has some prerequisites, and here the prerequisites are given through a very nice allegory. Atmanam rathinam vidhi, shariram rathamevatu, buddhim tu sarathim vidhi, manaf pragrahamevacha, indriyani hayanyahuhu, vishayamsteshu gocharan, atmendriya manobuddhihi, yuktah bhokta iti ahuhu manishinaha. This sets up the metaphor. The body is a chariot. Most people know right now we say, what is chariot? So we have, body is a car. Okay, yeah. Why is it a car? Because it is subject to karma of all kinds. Body is a car. And then who is sitting in the passenger seat is the Ratha Swami, the owner of the car. Oh, it's a chauffeur-driven car? Yes. Wonderful, it's a chauffeur-driven car. The owner is sitting in the passenger seat and the chauffeur is sitting there. So, slight difference. The chariot is pulled by horses. The car is pulled by horsepower. So if we are talking of horses, let there be 5 in number because it's convenient for us. First of all, who is the driver? So the passenger is the owner of the car, the ahankara, and then the driver is the buddhi. Buddhi, the intellect. Between the horses and the drivers, what should be there? Some reins? Yeah. In the car, it should be a steering wheel, but here you steer through the reins. Pragraham, that is called the mind. In the traditional Vedanta, we make a slight difference between intellect and mind. Mind is that about which you say never mind. Okay? Yeah. It doesn't make up the mind. It doesn't, in one minute this way, 1 minute that way. I think I'll have this. No, 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 I won't have this. I think I'll go here. No, 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 forget it. I won't go here. This is the mind. The buddhi is the one who says, no, we are going to do this. And here is what we are going to do. And here is why we are going to do this. Buddhi is called nishchayatmika, that which is decisive. Mind is the faculty of indecision. So the mind are the reins. The buddhi is holding the reins. Yes, that is the best way. If it was the other way around, that would be a terrible end to those horses. And the chariot and the rider and the driver. So the mind, buddhi, the mind are the reins, and the horses are what? Sense organs. That's why there are 5 in number. Why are they called horses? Why are the sense organs called horses? Because they like to graze in the pastures of objects, sense objects. Oh, wait, I saw something there. Let me run over there. No, here. Like this. Then, the whole thing is complete. The metaphor, Rupaka, the metaphor here is complete. What is the metaphor? Of this chariot, horses, rain, driver, passenger. That's it. Complete. Very nice metaphor, because the body is indeed like a car. It has to be kept in ship shape. It has to be roadworthy. What is the road and all we see soon. It has to be roadworthy. And then the driver should know where he or she is going. Usually, what do we have? GPS. In the everyday journey, if in the real car, we have GPS. In this metaphorical car, we have Guru Paduka Stotram, another GPS. One more GPS. So, like this, the car has to go. There is a journey. There is a starting point. There is an end point. And there are many slips possible between. You could take a wrong turn. You can take a dead end, where after you go there, it says detour, go back. And then another dead end, third dead end. There's so many things, obstacles can come. And so for this, the driver must be alert. The driver must have the wherewithal to be with the program, to not get distracted, to not be inebriated, and to know where to go. That's why the metaphor is very, very powerful. What is the destination? Myself. Moksha. Moksha means you. And what is this moksha? Moksha means freedom from all kinds of limitations, freedom from whatever I do not want. What is it that you don't want? Punishment. Yes. And what else do you not want? Sickness. Who wants sickness? Raise their hands. See, nobody raised their hands. Nobody wants sickness. Nobody wants punishment. Nobody wants conflict. Nobody wants to be afraid. Nobody wants to be sad. Freedom from all these things is called moksha. From the root verb much, to free. So then, that is the destination. What is the road? The road is paved with the knowledge of the Upanishads. The road is also the road of Dharma, we can say, because The first preparation to gain this knowledge is to follow a righteous lifestyle. Not self-righteous, righteous. Righteous lifestyle means we are able to appreciate that all the things I don't want to be done to me, I don't do to others. This is very, very important. So the road is the road of Dharma. The destiny, the destination is oneself. What kind of self? The most beloved self, as opposed to the self-loathing self that is sitting in the chariot. That is the journey. And then the Upanishad talks about two kinds of scenarios. Yastu avijnanavan bhavati ayuktah avijnanavan bhavati ayuktena manasa sada. Bad news is always given first by the Upanishad, so that then we can enjoy the good news. What is the bad news here? Yahatu, whereas the one for whom, the buddhi here, avijnanavan, the buddhi, who is the buddhi? The driver, yes. The driver is the buddhi, the driver is clueless. Clueless. Not only clueless, has lost contact with the reins. He or she is pulling the reins, nothing is happening, the horses are doing whatever they want. Two are going this side, one is going straight, the other two are going the other side. Ayuktena manasa sada. Ayuktaha means not together. I know I need to do this. There is a split between the knower and the doer. The knower knows, I need to go on this road. The doer sees something. Oh, a mall, let's go there. So, this is the problem. There is no connection between the mind and the sense organs. Ayukta means it's not all together. Each one is running in its own direction, in its own steam, without any connection at all. Regardless of whether you want Vedanta knowledge or not, or whether you just want to succeed in life, this is a very good teaching. To have the body, the mind, the senses, and the intellect all on the same page. Otherwise, chaos ensues. So what happens? Yastu avijnanavan bhavati amanasena manasena sada ayuktaha. What happens to that person? Saha paramam padam na apnoti samsaram tu adhigacchati. The horse is behaving however they want. Drunk driver, let us say, driving wherever. Buddhi is drunk on what? On all kinds of its own notions of who it is not able to, is not available for teaching or reason. And then what else? Has lost contact with the reins. So the horses are wild. Dushtashvaha iva sarathehe. Dushtashvaha means wild horses. And they are standing up on two legs. neighing, they are ready to strike. They have no intention of listening to you. You keep saying, let's go this side. They say, no, we're going to throw it. We don't want to drive this chariot. We are going to throw this off. Rebellion of the horses. Rebellion of the sense organs. The eyes say, I have to go see this there. New movie is in town. I have to go see. The tongue says, new restaurant has opened. Let's go there. The ears say, where is my quota of this music? Heavy metal. If they can still hear after indulging in it. And the nose says, I think I sense some samosas somewhere. Lead me to them. Where are they? No, they're not for you, but it doesn't matter. I can just go see them. And maybe if I make puppy dog eyes, people will give me some. Everywhere. There is a rebellion of the sense organs, and the mind has gone to sleep. Like, oh, I can't do this. The mind is like sometimes you see dogs, who have just given birth to 10 or 12 puppies. And one is biting, one is climbing over the mother, one is biting, one is playing with the tail, one is doing this, one is dragging her in this direction, dragging her in that direction. And what does she do? She just gives up. She's like, okay. The mind is like that. Being dragged in 100 different directions is like, okay. The reins. The buddhi has lost connection with the reins. Where is the buddhi? Missing in action. No, I'm trying, buddhi says. But it's too much for me. I have given up. And then, Dushtashvaha ivasarathehe. Then, this is one scenario. The other scenario is with well-behaved horses. They are tamed horses. They are well-behaved horses. They know where they are going. And they don't give any trouble to the one who is holding the reins, the driver. The driver has not lost contact with the horses. The reins are still there. And then they reach the place where they need to go. Why? Because the mind is tranquil, the mind is calm, the sense organs are obedient. These two scenarios are given. In the first scenario, the chariot overturns and lands in a ditch. This is what happens. Along with the rider, along with the driver. Then they have to come extricate them and everything. So the journey has been stopped. Obstacles. Where did these obstacles come from? You cannot say there was a bump on the road. If there was a bump on the road, okay, we can say that, okay, maybe or there was some other vehicle driving and the horses got scared. The horses got startled and they overturned the chariot. No such thing happened. All these obstacles are from within. Within means adhyatmika. Within. All the obstacles are from within. They are not from without. And then the journey has been aborted. Cannot go through with this journey. Cannot go through with this journey means what? No possibility anymore. The chariot has to go for repair. And even if the chariot can be dusted off and then patched up, and you re-begin the journey, what is the guarantee that the same thing will not happen? In fact, the same thing has happened. When? Life after life, after life, after life, after life. A sad, sordid saga of unfinished journeys. And by some good karma, we have gained a human birth, ready to begin the journey again. Dogs cannot study Vedanta. Can you imagine a dog studying Vedanta? Huh? That would be interesting, no? Yeah. People send me photos. My dog studies Vedanta. And they'll put an iPad with me talking on it, and they'll put it in front of the dog and they'll click the photo and send it to me. That's because your dog is very patient. And because you were right there, it was sitting, listening to the online class. If you go away, the dog also goes away. It doesn't want to know, actually, there is a spelling mistake in my name. It should be G-O-D, not D-O-G. It doesn't know that. So, therefore, and also it need not know that, because effortlessly, it's happier than all of us put together. Yeah. As long as it's not hurt, abused, allowed to live its life, allowed to reproduce, allowed to die a natural death, it seems to be happy. No matter what, the tail wags the dog. The whole dog wags, not just the tail. Seems to be happy. This time around, it doesn't need this knowledge because it doesn't have a complex centered on the I. But we need this knowledge because we have a blessing. What is this blessing? To know that something is not okay in my life. To know that I'm not getting what I want, and no matter what I strive for, and no matter how big a splash I may make in society, I'm still discontented, still sad, still upset, still wanting, still unsatisfied, still bored, still tired, still incomplete. In other words, still limited. What can one do? Get married. That's one possibility. Limited plus limited. One more limited. Limited plus limited is what? Yeah. Private limited. Yeah. Doubly limited. Infinitely limited. That's what it is. Then the marriage is also boring. Then what? Aham, avam, vayam. Let's have children. Yeah. Oh, this is wonderful. Children are so wonderful. They are so cute. Wait, they will become teenagers. How old are you? Huh? 30. See? So, is a first there is teenagers, and then they become teenagers. Yeah. And then they have their own life. The parents say sit, they say no, I will stand. Parents say do this, no, I won't. And so that also, the wanting to parent the child in the best way possible is not for the faint of heart. It's a great responsibility. It's a responsibility that people lovingly take on. And then the nice thing about marriage and children is that it prepares you for moksha automatically. Because you don't have to do anything. You grow, you let go, everything that you held on to, you just let go. And that is when the stories of horses, chariots, buddhi, all this starts to look good finally. This is the preparation. The preparation is knowing how to conduct myself. And in fact, we need to reparent ourselves. Because in every person, there are two entities. One is the adult wanting this knowledge, and the other one is someone who has not yet grown up, still a child. A bunch of frozen needs, desires, unfulfilled desires, unfulfillable desires, and a storehouse, a warehouse of pain, anger, and unprocessed childhood issues. That's why I call it a warehouse, because nobody knows where it is. Yeah. Nobody can tell where it is. Somewhere there, it surprises me. How did I get angry? Somehow I got angry. How did I get sad? Somehow I got sad. That is the connection that is lost between the mind and the buddhi. Do you see that? The unconscious mind and the buddhi is not able to manage this unconscious mind. So the first thing to do is to train the horses. Buddhi mind later on we'll see. Train the horses. What are the horses? Sense organs. Sense organs, you have to train. Look, but don't eat. Yeah. Look, but don't touch. Look and let go. Admire. No harm in admiring things. This God-given universe is just so beautiful. It is delightful. There are many, many objects of delight. Nobody is saying we have to be stoic. Look at this wonderful flower. Yeah, I saw it. Isn't this lovely? Yeah, I suppose it is lovely. Why are you such a killjoy? I'm preparing to study Vedanta. That is not the idea. In fact, we already have too much of that. We are tied up, in knots, stressed out all the time. So let go. Doesn't mean that you have to be stoic. That's not the idea. The preparing the sense organs doesn't mean controlling the desires. What will happen if you try to control the desires? You'll be left with one desire. What is that? I have to control all desires. I have to control all desires. Where will you go with that? Okay, I'll drop that, and then I'll have another desire. I have to drop the idea that I have to control the desires. And then I have to drop the idea of the idea. Then we'll be here, infinite regress. So, desires cannot be controlled. You tell that to your parents next time you want ice cream. Okay? Tell that you have it on good authority. The desires cannot be controlled, need not be controlled. Why? They are a manifestation of Ishvara. Tell them that. Manifestation of Bhagavan. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that Kamosmi Bharatarshabha. I am in the form of desire. And the serial killer thinks, yay! Yippee! I have, what is that, godly validation for whatever I want to do. No, we have to read the fine print, which is the next line. And what is the next line? Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamaha asmi. I am that desire which does not go against dharma. If it goes against dharma, it's not Bhagavan. That's on you. Yeah. Oh, but you said everything is Bhagavan except this, okay? Yeah. If it's going against something, then it is not Bhagavan. Otherwise, desires are an expression of Bhagavan. I am in the form of desire. I am in the form of desire that is not going against dharma. What is in keeping with dharma? What is not going to hurt people if I indulge in this desire? What is not going to affect people? I'm not doing something wrong in order to get this. This is dharma. And any desire that I have, which is dharmic, and which I fulfill dharmically, using the right means. Not stealing, not doing all kinds of things, not harming somebody, not trying to take out the competition, all these things. No, I do it dharmically. Those desires are okay. I'm heaving a sigh of relief. Thank God I don't have to control the desires. No, you don't. Thank God I can have desires. Yes, you can have as many as you want. Have a few more, no problem. So long as it fits this criteria. What is this dharma? We can look at it from three standpoints. First, in its broadest iteration, it is that which is always that which is universal, like a matrix of norms. It was never okay to steal. You can't say in the 5th century, it was okay to steal. People stole all the time. No. It will never be okay to steal. Even in the year 3000, it won't be okay to steal. And this is Samanya Dharma. It's not okay to steal, it's not okay to defraud, it's not okay to do any of these things. But then, this general rubric of how to lead my life, which is basically don't do, it's called the golden rule. All religions profess this. Don't do to others what you don't want to be done to you. This is a general rubric. But then I was not born with a day-to-day instruction booklet. So sad. Don't know what to do. Nobody tells me what should I do in this particular situation. This is Vishesha Dharma. The first one was universal Dharma, Samanya Dharma. But then life has a lot of curves. Many unanticipated things happen because I have free will, you have free will, everybody else in the world also has free will. And when one free will butts against another free will, well, it's actually more of a free won't, not will. Then there are fireworks, there is conflict. So I don't know what to do. And here again is we have to learn, and this is the ground for learning how to live the everyday life in conformity to what is correct, what is right, and what is appropriate for the time and the place that I'm in. We can give many examples. So many examples come to mind. If you go to an Indian wedding, people don't go to see the wedding. People go to socialize with their own people. That's all it is. So everybody is talking to everybody else. And the marriage is happening over there. Then if you say, I'm Indian, and then you go to a Western wedding, a wedding here, everything is so quiet. In the beginning, you have a doubt. Is it a wedding or a funeral? What is it here? But that's how it is. Nobody talks. All the attention should be on the bride and the groom. We have to be just quiet. We have to just sit in our places, and those places are assigned. In an Indian wedding, anywhere you can go sit. Whatever you want, you can do. And the marriage hall, they would have arranged the chairs nicely. In 2 minutes, they will have made it into circles, and people will be sitting and chatting and doing their own things. And the priest is used to this. The priest is reading the mantras, and everything is just happening. So many things are happening. But here it's not like that. Everybody has to be quiet, and everybody should just see, take in everything. And then that's what it is. But if you say, I'm Indian, I'm going to do whatever I want, it's not a crime. Nobody will, call the police. It's not a crime, but it causes disturbance. This is Vishesha Dharma, not to cause disturbance. I cause the least amount of disturbance in my life. Then Dharma has a special and a very personal component called Swadharma. What is it that I have to do? What is my job? What is your job? What do you have to do? Study. Very good. You're a student, you have to study. That's all. And then you're a mother, father, you have some duties. You can't just farm the children out, outsource the children. You have to take care of them. That's your job, Swadharma. And then you go to the office, you're an employer, you're an employee. There are some duties. You have to do what you have to do. That is one component of Swadharma. Another component is something that is discovered. Sometimes it takes a long time to discover. Sometimes it's discovered quickly. Is why am I here on this earth? What is it that I have to contribute? What is it that I have to give? What is it that I have to bring out in me? What is it that I have to learn? What is it that I have to share? This is another component. And so this dharma, if these three dharmas, samanya dharma, vishesha dharma, and the last one is called swadharma. If these three dharmas are aligned, then all the desires I can fulfill, no problem. But it's not so easy, is it? Because the desires are of two varieties. One of them you handle, the other kind handles you, actually mishandles you. If you handle the desire, you are in the driver's seat and the desires are passengers, you can say, shut up, we are not going there. We are going only here. Keep quiet. Otherwise, I'll throw you out of the car. You can tell them that. But if the desires gang up together, gag you, bind you, throw you in the trunk of the car, throw away the key, and then what? They decide to drive the car. Whole life is bekar. Okay. Bekar means useless. Useless it is. Totally useless. So therefore, with these kinds of mischievous desires that make me go against dharma, that overtake me and exert pressure for immediate fulfillment. I want it yesterday. Yeah. And they will all talk like that. Yeah. I want it yesterday, not now. Yesterday, I've already wanted it for so long. So, those kinds of desires must be tamed, must be disciplined. How to do that? Deferred gratification. Certain things you don't gratify at all. Such binding desires, they are called. If they bind you, throw you in the trunk of the car, you have to not give them the time of day. The other desires that you can handle, again, you have to be careful because sometimes those pre-desires also become what? Unfree. Very quickly they can become unfree, and they can also, they were very good passengers, suddenly they became terrorists. Oh no, they're holding the buddhi hostage, threatening to throw me out of the car before it has finished its journey. And so therefore, I have to be careful of all desires. How to be careful of all desires? We have this concept of duty. Duty means swadharma. We start with swadharma. We start with the sense organs, we already said. We start with swadharma. Duty means what? What I have to do. It's a no-brainer. If you're a student, you have to study. If you have a job, you have to go and show up and do what you're supposed to do. This is exactly what you have to do. And this concept of duty is not there in any other culture except in the Vedic culture. No other place will find this concept of duty. Duty here means military or something like that. That's a different thing. Duty. Duty means what I have to do. That takes precedence. And this duty very quickly gets boring, gets routinized, and one wants a change. Why? It's very boring. The whole life is boring. How are you doing? In this country, I encountered this. What does it mean? I'm on the edge of a precipice? May as well be. How are you doing? So. How is the job? The pay is good, the commute is bad. How are the children? They're doing well in school, but they don't listen to anything. How is the marriage? So, this shows us something. This shows us that there is a long way to go. And in the everyday life, in the family life, I can use the concept of duty to grow. How? By doing it as an act of worship. This is called Karma Yoga. My duty itself is an act of worship. Doesn't matter if I have no time to go to temples, no time to do anything. My duty is an act of worship. Act of worship means what? I do the best I can under any circumstances. I do the best I can. I go the extra mile. I do it even when nobody is expecting this. Nobody is looking. But still, I give my best. When the duty becomes an act of worship, the duty is offered to Bhagavan. So just like you offer something, and then what? Whatever comes is what? Prasada. Prasada. It's Bhagavan that has come back. Whatever comes, I learn to take it with glad acceptance. Forget glad, first acceptance. Glad will come later. Doesn't matter. Say prasada. Still prasada. So, these two things, making my job into an act of worship, not just job in the office, at home, in the family life, in everything. Making that into an act of a conscious act of worship means I cannot procrastinate. I cannot do a day before yesterday's job today. It's like offering old things to Bhagavan. I cannot procrastinate. I have to learn to do whatever happens cheerfully. No, but I don't feel cheerful. Fake it. No, but I'm being inauthentic if I fake it. No, you're not. You're being inauthentic now. When you're going to work with a long face. You're being inauthentic right now. Because your nature is not to have a long face. Your nature is to have a smiling face. How do you know? Because I can just ask you a question. Do you want to be scowling all the time? What will you say? You say no. So, therefore, to make something into an act of worship, at first takes a lot of deliberateness, and in time it becomes absolutely natural, absolutely effortless. So whether the job is at home, taking care of children, whether the job is with regard to the spouse, it's all a duty. My duty towards the spouse becomes my right. Her duty towards me becomes my right. It's very beautiful. Ours is not a rights-based society. It's a duty-based society. If it's a rights-based society, we have to keep litigating all the time. Here, the onus is on us. My doership, my doing is offered as an act of worship. And the results of that doing, whatever comes, I learn to take it in my stride. Yes, I have to face disappointment sometimes. Yes, it does not go my way all the time. But I have to be okay and say, maybe next time it will be my turn. Doing this, leading this kind of a life, smooths the road to moksha, paves the road to moksha. And dedicating the work to Ishvara, all my actions are dedicated. And the results of action I'm not producing, they are gracefully accepted. And then I grow to not wanting the results of action, but wanting instead my own self-growth into a calm, tranquil, non-reactive person, into an appreciative, non-demanding, compassionate, non-reactive person. This is what I want to grow into. So I can use this life to grow into that very, very easily if I allow myself. That's why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in the family. It doesn't matter what happens at work. I'm not there to gain something. What am I there to gain? My own inner growth I want as a result of this interaction. Every interaction. We have, so even in the family situation, you can grow. Let the spouse win all the arguments. Till now, I was with you. When you said that, I feel this is not fair. Why should I let her or him win all the arguments? Because it's a win-win situation. It's really a win-win situation. How is it a win-win situation? Because first win, they won the argument, correct? And the second win is that they love you even more. Yes, that's the second win. They say, oh, you are such a wonderful wife, such a wonderful husband. That is one.
We welcome you to Barbications 2 and 3. We now have our customers and assistant for additional time to prepare our designs.
Mute on.
That was it. That was fun.
Yeah. Is that called Zoom bombing?
Yes. It happens, yeah.
Nice word. Yeah. Zoom bombing. Nice. So, this is what it is. What matters for me is inner growth. And each time you lose an argument or you pretend to, nothing goes. Nothing is expended when you say, yes, yes, you're right. You're right. Nothing goes. Except your own ahankara. You have nothing to lose. And then, second win, you become a more contented person. You don't, no longer, you have dropped the pressure to win the argument. You have dropped the pressure to be right all the time. That's a great growth. And in this way, we ready the horses. And then this is called Bahiranga Sadhana. Karma Yoga is Bahiranga Sadhana. We can also help with Antaranga Sadhana, readying the reins. For that, we can do meditation. Oh no, I'm out of here. I don't know how to meditate. I don't want to meditate. Meditate for 1 minute per day. It's enough. 1 minute meditation. The acronym of it is what? OMM. Om. Yes. To begin with, okay? Yeah. Just one, you can do anything for 1 minute. No problem at all. Anything you can do for 1 minute. Put your timer on and just sit, watch the breathing. Say any mantra that you can. And after 1 minute, you will have a great sense of achievement. After that, don't say, I'm going to sit for 48 minutes. No. You sit for 1 minute twice a day. 1 minute 3 times a day. You can even do this in the office. Instead of tuning out, you tune in. That's nice. This is called Antaranga Sadhana, the preparation of the mind. The buddhi is already more or less in the right place if the horses, the sense organs, are trained. If the mind is trained, the buddhi will lead you properly. The buddhi is like the Lord Krishna. You see in the Bhagavad Gita, the 5 horses are there, and Arjuna, chariot. Bhagavad Gita is a copyright infringer of the Kathopanishad. Plagiarizes wholeheartedly, no problem at all. And so you have the same chariot. Arjuna is sitting in the back, the sad jiva sitting in the back. Bhagavan, in the form of the buddhi, is turning around and teaching this sad ahankara jiva the truth of the self. And the 5 reins are in the hand of the buddhi, who should be the driver. That's how this whole section closes. Yastu Vijnanavan bhavati samanaskah sada shuchihi sodhvanaf paramapnoti yasmat bhuyo na jayate. So if this is the preparation, the road is free of obstacles, and you are driven without any problems to moksha. Moksha is you anyway. As though driving is just a thing. And you go to that place from which one does not have to be born again and again and again and again and have a samsara deja vu. Oh, I think I've done this before, alas. I think I've been here. I think I've done this. So, freedom from samsara means the 2 things. One is free while here, and then after the body drops, there is no reason to be born again. There's no reason to be born again, because the quest of contentment, limitless contentment, has been gained right here, right now. And therefore, when we make a beginning when we make a few moves towards this sacred knowledge, it calls us to itself. If we take 4 steps, it will come 8 steps. And there are more and more and more opportunities to study this, more and more opportunities to be with this knowledge, more and more opportunities to assimilate this. And that is what I wish for all of you. Thank you again very much. We will say the closing prayer. And if people have any questions, I'm happy to take some. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Any questions? You have a question? No?
I have one question.
Yes.
So, the process of saying that, okay, I'm doing my duty, and then I'm doing it as a Ishwara Prasad. At what point I know that, okay, this duty is whatever I'm doing, it's kind of not done.
Yeah, that's a very important question. When I'm doing my duty, how do I know it is done? Yeah. Like, for example, parenting. Yeah. We have a hard time with knowing when that is done. In this area only, somewhere I was talking, I think in one of the temples, And an 82-year-old man said, my son doesn't listen to me. He's in the next room. Please talk to him. I said, how old is your son? 59. So then I thought, in line with your question, I thought we have to have, as Indians, we have to have a cutoff point for parenting. Apparently. And I say we have to stop parenting at 50. When I'm 50? No, when your so-called child is 50. So, like that. Sometimes it's a good question because sometimes one takes things too seriously and then one latches on. The mind is funny. The human mind is the most funny thing ever. It latches on and thinks this is what I have to do. So, some viveka. Viveka means discernment is needed. Discernment between who is this benefiting? Am I done here? And to ascertain if you're done, don't do it for 1 or 2 days. And if nobody misses you, that means it's okay. Yeah. Because sometimes in the process of this duty business, one starts to feel like one is indispensable. That's another problem, the ahankara. A dutiful ahankara. I'm such a dutiful ahankara. Before it thought it was a beautiful ahankara, now it thinks it's a dutiful ahankara. Yes.
Thank you so much. It's a lot to absorb, so I apologize if I cannot formulate my question very well.
Don't worry.
In your horse's analogy, the horses are senses, and the driver's buddhi,
Yes.
and you have reins.
Yes.
You see, but you don't eat, or you see, but you don't touch. And
Yeah.
so forth and so on. So you're training the horses.
Yes.
And you have the reins.
Yes.
Buddhi has the reins.
Yes.
But buddhi is not you.
Buddhi is you. It belongs to you.
But is buddhi more reliable than heart? Or is
Buddhi
heart,
is heart.
Buddhi is heart.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, where is in your Swadharma, where is worship?
Worship, the whole thing. Worship is, that's what it is, from the heart.
So is the training of the horses also worship?
Absolutely. The training of the mind, the training of the horses, everything is worship. It's all an act of worship.
And the training of the horses, how does that relate to the car?
Because you want the car to be in good shape. The chariot should be in good shape. If the horses are in all over direction, they're going to take the car to the ditch. Car means body. If the sense organs are allowed to run or ride and run amok, then what will happen to this body? Whatever I want, I eat. Whatever I want, I drink. Whenever I want, I do. Whatever I want, I drive this body to a ditch. So yes, it's all connected. Yes.
I have, you were talking about the people talking about their dogs listening to Vedanta and whatnot.
Dogs listening to Vedanta. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So lately I have noticed that animals have personalities just like people. They have feelings just like people. And it started to dawn on me that maybe, all of these things that we consider that we are, which is our personalities, our feelings, that all of these things that I see in animals displayed. And we used to think that it was very human only. And I'm starting to think, is the body just an animal that we're trying to train?
In a way, yes. Except we have buddhi. Animals don't have buddhi. Okay. Yeah, we have buddhi. We have the blessing of buddhi. Animals don't have that. They have it just enough to look at their own
Environment.
no, look at the predators and look at what is prey, what is predator. That's all they need.
So is that why there's so much conflict
Yes,
in terms of?
yes,
So even for a pet, training a pet,
yes,
and then you're trying to train.
yes. And in fact, I talked to some dog trainers. So I talked to them and I said, these dogs, how do you train them, etc. They said, actually, we don't train the dogs, we train the humans. Because one time they'll say, oh, how nice, you look so cute, come on the bed, you can come on the bed. And then the next day they'll say, who told you to get on the bed? Get off the bed. It's the humans that need training.
Yes.
Dogs are okay. They are actually very consistent. So humans have to be trained how to speak the language of the dog. Mm. Yes. There was one question here and then you. Yeah, go ahead.
There's no, the duty is to no one, right? The duty is not to another person. The
Yes,
duty
the duty is to another person because there are duties.
to other people.
Yes. So if you are an employee, then there are duties towards the employer, correct? Yeah. So if one is married, there are duties towards the spouse. If one have children, there are duties that have to be done. There are duties that have to be fulfilled towards the children. Yes. But I abstract from all of that and see this as doing it for Ishvara, as an act of worship.
Yeah, that's dual, though, right?
Dual?
Yeah, that's dual and both.
Of course, the whole thing is dual. Because we are preparing ourselves for the blessing of non-duality. Yeah. So in the preparation, we have to deal with the duality. The non-duality is not a problem.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Here is where I have to smooth out and I have to have a relative cheerfulness in order to be, in order to understand I am Ananda, unbridled happiness and limitlessness. And then I have to be relatively calm in order to understand I am Shanti, personified. And then I have to be able to resolve the duality in my day-to-day life before I can embrace that non-duality. I have to be able to see the oneness in the everyday life and stop fighting with shadows. Yes.
Speaking of duty, we have a job in the world.
Yes.
Employment.
Yes.
Thing that pays
You have a
bills,
job in the world, correct?
and it pays the bills.
Yes.
How can you find duty to Ishwar in a job? And what if, like, for example, I'll give an example. As an environmentalist, you want to preserve that is, you want to do conservation. But then maybe philosophically, if you look at it, 99% of the people are going on with their lives, and maybe those lives that they're leading is damaging the environment. So if you look at all the environmental professions in the world, it's probably less than 1%. So how then do you reconcile with what you do as duty?
You give back in other ways. The question is how to reconcile with, like for example, working for a place that is not very mindful of environment, ecology, etc., what to do. You give back in other ways. There are other ways that you can raise awareness, you can raise funds, you can have a specific project in your own community, and you have the satisfaction you have given back. Because you can't change everybody. It takes time. Yeah. You can change yourself. You can make sure that you are following environmental dharma. Yes. Yes.
You mentioned that buddhi and mind were two different things. So
Related.
yeah. How are they different?
Mind is a place which is indecisive. The indecisive faculty is called the mind, and the decisive faculty is called buddhi. It's a technical distinction the Shastra makes.
Is that brain and mind?
No, there's nothing to do with brain.
So
This is called antahkarana, the inner instrument.
So if we use English terms, where does the brain?
Intellect.
fall?
Intellect.
Intellect is
Yeah.
the brain.
I would not look at it as a body part.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have that kind of a location-based thing. Okay. Yes.
You mentioned about the desires, the good desires and the bad desires. And they also mentioned desire is a good thing. And sometimes when we have the desire, like if a kid is longing for an ice cream, you can do like a delayed gratification. So when we have this delayed gratification, the mind will be preoccupied with the same thing like the desires. So how do we control those kind of situations?
So the deferred gratification program means I will be keeping on thinking of the ice cream, which I have been told to have after 3 hours. True. And if that's the case, busy the mind, do something else, change the channel, go away somewhere and say, after I come back, I'll see. That helps. And also don't buy it and keep it in advance. Deadly decision. When you're ready, that time you do. After 3 hours, you say, okay, let me see now how. Oh, too bad, everything is closed. Oh, why bother? Let me have it tomorrow. Time itself takes care of such desires sometimes. Yes.
So this world, everything
Yes.
is a manifestation of Ishvara.
World is a manifestation of Bhagavan. Yes.
So for a self-realized person, or so they go about life until the karma is done.
Yes.
Then they leave the body.
The Jnani, so the Jnani gains this knowledge, the body continues, because the body was started, the body came into being before this knowledge was there, so it has a lifespan, it will continue. Yes, and one day the body will be dropped.
Once the body drops, they are no longer part of the manifestation.
Yes,
They become part of the Brahman.
they are Brahman, not part.
We are Brahman.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the part that I like to understand a little bit more.
How are they Brahman?
No, we are all Brahman, right?
Yes.
We are all Brahman, but we are manifestations of,
Yeah.
we are Brahman plus ignorance.
Yeah.
So once the ignorance goes away,
Yeah. They're just
we-
Brahman.
we are one with God.
Yes. Even now you are one with Brahman. Yeah. So it's like this. It's like the person of knowledge already had knowledge while he or she was alive, was worshipped because of that knowledge. Because the person of knowledge is seen as non-separate from Ishvara, and people can tell. People can tell the presence of a holy person no matter where. Which religion doesn't matter. You can tell. And so after the body is dropped, they're continuing to be Ishvara. Even while they were alive, they were Ishvara. It was not that they were not Brahman here and then they became Brahman. No. At the time of dropping the ignorance, when the ignorance was dropped, then they are already one with Ishvara. So the manifestation, demanifestation doesn't matter.
It's just the body that goes.
It's just but not only the body. The gross body is dropped for everybody to see. The subtle body, which comprises desires and all these things, that has been resolved. The subtle body is what is that? The subtle body goes back to the subtle elements, And the causal body, which is the cause of this body, which was ignorance, has already been dealt with, it has been tackled. So there is no reason to come back again. They were Ishvara while in this life, they continue to be Ishvara. Yes, the form is gone, that's all.
There's no longer the name and the form,
Yeah,
but they remain Ishvara.
yes. And they can be worshipped in the same name and form. And so many gurus are worshipped in the same name and form. So you can't even say the name and form has gone because it is there, kept alive. Okay? Okay. Yeah.
What's the relationship between duty and love? Or duty
Ideally,
and
it's done with
devotion?
love. Yes. Ideally, the duty is performed with love. That's the relationship. And the love may not be towards the people who you serve.
Yeah.
There may be a cutoff there. But the love is there if you convert it into an act of worship. So therefore, this is a very ingenious way of saying the love is directed towards Ishvara and the duty is done wherever it needs to be done. That brings the whatever one has to do, especially if it's unpleasant, one comes out of that morass. Yes. Who else had a question? Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned earlier about the accidental arrival.
Yes.
How are we meant to understand, for example, accidental departure? If there was this incident at the Mahakumbh Mela where there was a stampede and people passed away. So their karma maybe brought them there, but then they died and accidental departure. And they came for the snan, but they couldn't do the snan. And they asked, how do we understand it?
You have answered your own question. How do we understand departure of people from the world, especially in accidents? And the example that was given is the Kumbh Mela stampede, where some people just passed away. What were the forces that brought them there? Was the timing a coincidence? Was the group of people a coincidence? Nothing is a coincidence. It's all karma. One's karma is there, and the manner of going, the manner of coming, everything is karmic. Yes.
Do you think of it in a good way or a bad way?
It's neither good nor bad. It just happened. Can we be more careful next time? Yes. We can do whatever we can. Did some people engage in the abuse of free will? Probably. And for that, they will be, they will pay their dues. So, karma is not shirking off responsibility. It's more of a shock absorber. It has to be seen that way. Because when you say karma, it's not somebody meting out karma. Your own karma. Yeah. Which you did with the help and with the use of your own free will. Yeah? Okay. They have sat so patiently. Give them a big hand. So proud of you. Yes, let the people online also see. Okay. Yes. Okay. End of satsang.
Namaskar.
Namaskaram. Oh, how are you?
Good day, Mukhi, bad day, Mukhi.
What's all this?
Just some very small, this.
Ah, Prasad, come, come.
So Mimiji, she has something for you.
What?
Hi, it's
Mm.
for you.
This for me?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks wonderful. Thank you.
Will you give me one
Thank you.
hug, please?
You want a hug?
Yeah.
Do you also
I
want
love
an
you.
apple? Do you also want an apple? Yeah, I love you too, very much.
Yeah, Olivia, thank you so
Oh,
much
oh.
for all.
Almost.
I just want to get. I already got it. Let us the request alertness. Okay.
Hi. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that was sweet.
I think I can get up now. In fact, it's over here.
I think these guys don't
You got?
So amazing.
Decided to play this game.
I'm not a not a good catch.
The way you asked, I thought you were an EPA.
But close.
Next,
Swamiji, one
You
more
got?
prasad. Swamiji, one more prasad question.
yes. Oh, you want more prasad?
No.
Oh, okay, question. Okay.
So, if you go, let's say, or your prasad or any prasad.
Yeah, let me
And,
keep talking. I'm giving prasad, yes.
Um, and you go outside the accommodation,
Yes,
outside a temple, and a monkey steals your prasad.
yes.
Okay?
A monkey has done more than that.
Should you feel happy
Yeah,
that you are now feeding somebody like Hanumanji or something like that?
yeah.
Or should you feel sad that Bhagwan's prasad didn't come to you?
You can feel happy.
You can feel happy
You can feel happy that,
feeding.
yeah, and not only you're feeding Hanumanji, but Hanumanji got prasad.
From me.
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful.
From you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Extra,
Yes.
extra, because it
Absolutely.
happened in
Yes.
Ayodhya,
Yeah.
where the prasad was immediately stolen by Bandit.
Happens. It's all for them only. It's not for us.
I just want to take one picture
Yeah, take.
so that I can send back to all my Rishikesh friends. I'll come on Thursday also something.
Sure, please come.
You spend a lot of time in Rishikesh?
Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you. Thank you.
In my life, I am happy with that
I'm
one
very
time.
happy too.
Not direct, not direct.
Thank you. I'm very happy too.
Oh my God, I already forgot the airport name.
All right, everybody. Om Namah Shivaya.
Only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
See you
Hari Om
later.
Swamiji. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Namaste. Namaste.
All the best.
Yeah, in Maryland.
Om,
There's a-
om, om.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
there's up there.
I think Paul's
Is everybody heading home?
Food.
Swami,
I mean, after-
I'll just do number.
Om Namah Shivaya.
I think we should just move in here.
Yeah.
Hope you are doing well.
Come this side.
Hope you are doing well.
Yes, everything okay? So